Hello everyone, T-Man978. Before we get started, what's going on here is on the podcast I'm a part of, Figure Action. We're live every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Somebody on there asked us to bring out our favorite toys of the year or our favorite acquisitions of the year, and these are some of mine. Myself, Extra Zero, Parts Former, True Star Screamer, and Joe host this show every Thursday, as mentioned. Sometimes we even have guests. But anyway, if y'all could tune in, subscribe, link in the description, and I'll have a link at the end of this video so you can check us out. Things we talk about, all types of toys, mostly Transformers, but we don't limit ourselves, and things usually get goofy there. We've also had a lot of good industry guests and just guests, period. So I think we need to make a playlist out of that. Now that I'm thinking about that, I might have to set that in motion to put the episodes where we have guests into one playlist. Anywho, now to the review. What am I reviewing? Infamous Iron Man, which is a Walgreens exclusive. They no longer put product shots, which was kind of redundant in the first place. There's this if you want to read it. Why I say it's redundant: you usually have a nice clear view of the toy right there. You don't really need much more than that as far as seeing what the toy looks like. Alright, let me get my two complaints with this figure out of the way first. One, the cape. The way the cape connects to the body, it is very insufficient. There's no peg that goes in the back, and it barely wants to stay draped on him. They have it over the one arm, which hinders articulation. If it was actually glued to his body, affixed to his body, or able to peg in securely some type of way, you could get articulation out of that arm and not have to worry about it. But since it's not so draped on this side, as soon as you start trying to pose him, it just falls off. The next complaint, these little blasty things out of his hands, I guess they would be repulsor blasts or his own technology. I don't know. I'm not sure if he actually used Tony Stark's technology, since he's a brilliant person. He probably made his own suit, but it does look very similar. These blast effects do not stay in the feet. Like, you can put them into the feet. Like this one, you put them in there, but if you tap or do anything, they're gonna just fall right out. So I wish that they were really made to be the same size. And you've seen these, like, there goes the cape right there. That's the, let me just show it to you. It has nice textures on it, so a nice pattern and whatnot. It's good in theory. Like, you might want your Doom to have a green cape. That's iconic to him. And I don't know how much you just like him to have this cloak on over the helmet with no cape. But that cape doesn't want to stay on. But anyway, these lightning effects you've seen countless numbers of times. They're just this energon pinkish purple color right now, because Doom is known to have his own powers and whatnot, and he's able to do spells and whatnot. Yeah. But other than that, it is a retool of the Invincible Iron Man body. He comes with these hands right here for the blast effects. I love the coloring right there. But anyway, by the way, it has good articulation. Depending on how far up you push this head, it will just pop off. Ab crunch. Swivel right there. No boot cut, but the foot kicks all the way forward, comes all the way back, and ankle pivot. I like these thrusters right there, and I like the paint. So it's a good figure. Another accessory it comes with is... where are you? It's hiding from me. This unmasked head. Since he is pretty much almost like a sorcerer and scientist, come on, man. Get on here. I would imagine he'd be able to fix his face, but depending on the continuity, I don't know if his face was messed up in the first place. But here's what you're working with right here. Let's put the cape on. Barely. Yeah, it's like designed specifically to fit under that hood. I don't even know what they were thinking. Let's see if I can get him to stand up with the cape draped around. Yeah. It touches the floor only a little bit. But besides that, the optional head, he does have fist. If anybody has read this comic, let me know if he remained good. Because I think, only being realistic, after somebody has been evil and doing things and failing, like for a certain amount of years, it's only natural that they would become good or just decide on not wanting to fight anymore. Or they couldn't be swayed to come around. And here he is next to the invincible Iron Man figure. As you can see, they did change up. No, they didn't. It's the same chest. Seeing this, I thought that was molded in. It's not. That's really just painted on. It already has like a diamond shape, but the way they painted that makes it stand out more. I think Invincible Iron Man has more dynamic looking paint, like being a darker gunmetal color up in there in the joints. That's cool. I mean, they do have some green up in here, but that may be the fault of the way he looked in the comic, so, and not necessarily the fault of the actual figure. But as I can see now, holding them together, the only thing's different is the head and the cape, because the fists are exactly the same. Let's see. The open hand. Exactly the same. The blast effects. Exactly the same. And I didn't realize that these are actually two separate pieces. But this Iron Man came with the arm blaster right there, which you can also put the blast effects in. So that's cool. And naturally, that would attach to him since it's the same mold. And the last thing to compare would be these masks right here. There does seem to be some extra molding for around the bottom of the chin, so that's different. So I would hope in the comics that he actually did repurpose Iron Man's suit. That would make this more accurate for people who was a fan of this in the comics. But not much is different besides it has this cloak wrapped around this, or permanently glued to that. I would imagine you can peel this off if you wanted to. Well, let me see. And it does have that thing going into the back of the head. So it does appear to have things you have to worry about as far as peeling this off. I would say just take the regular Iron Man head and repaint that if you want to use it. But yeah, it's a good action figure. Just I wish it utilized the cape, or they came up with something different as far as the cape. That would have made me happier. And I would have been happier if the blast effects could fit into his feet, or maybe if they could have given us blast effects for the feet. One thing I was doing when I first opened it was putting this down here, if that would make any type of sense. And of course you could drape that around however you see fit. That would make sense to you. Anywho, I hope y'all learned something, or were able to make a decision on whether you want to seek this guy out at Walgreens. You know they can be hard to find, or people go there and buy whole cases and whatnot. And some of these came out while they were doing that sale at Walgreens, which is not in effect, by the way. Anywho, thank y'all for watching this. Until next time, T-Man978 out of here. Click the videos. Click the fucking videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really click these videos. Click the videos.